through this Christian university, but oh, terrible, just terrible. Ghost says, need to unlock that goddamn infinite launcher. Do knife run only, try to get it under 3 hours. Just awful. I guess, well, this game represents why we can never have nice things. Because at the end of the day, someone's going to come up with a really crappy alternative just so we can cash in and capitalise on it. And it's going to, it could ruin people's lives. I mean, 1999, I'm imagining this little boy ends up getting a Tiger console for Christmas. I mean, Tiger's always been the lowest point in handhelds. It's always been. Yeah, because they usually have all those little consoles that only play one game, and you can never even see what character you are. That kind of awful LED-ness. This kid's going to obviously get there at Christmas, get a present, and it's going to be Resident Evil 2. And the kid's going to think, ooh, isn't that game for adults? Ooh, this game must be really good. And then they get this piece of crap. I mean, look, that doesn't even look like Leon in the portrait. That is not Leon. Ghost comments, they were cheap to make. They used to be fun to have in 1993. But they were just horrendous, he says. So yeah, he agrees with me. Tiger, don't trust Tiger to make a good game. They can make a game on the cheap, and they can prove that they can, in which they should be commended for that. But just because they can copy an award-winning game, or at least I think it's an award-winning one, just because they can copy a really good game doesn't mean that if they can make a really good game. As you can see, they've made a great, of this grayscale, they cheaped out at every single corner. Nothing is sacred in this game. Everything is just rubbish. Look at it, even the map. Everything is just a dull greyness. If they had a colour version, if they made the Tiger system, well, if Tiger made a Gamecom system have colour, then maybe this game would be more interesting. But everything is three different shades. You've got black, light grey, and light grey that's a bit darker than light grey. And that's it. Seven Ghost comments that Leon looks like a really bad Ryan Gosling. I don't know exactly who Ryan Gosling is, but I was thinking with those eyebrows, it looks a bit like a really, really bad Nicolas Cage. You know, back when he was in 80s films. Zero comments, the 4 shades of grey. Then Seven Ghost just says monochrome as fuck. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to admit it. This game isn't even worth actually getting past the first screen. This game, I suggest you should emulate, just so you go to this first screen, get a problem with the controls, be unable to do anything, and then die on this first screen, and then you'll know what's wrong about, then you'll know everything you have to know about this game just from this one screen. Zero comments that it sucks the joy out of everything. So after an hour and 35 minutes, I am done with this game. This is just awful. I can't think of any other term other than awful, but that's about as far as I can get. I mean, Gaiden is a notorious game for some reason, but it's still playable. It's still got plot. This is not playable, and it doesn't have plot. It exists not even to challenge people, but just because the developers didn't know that it was unplayable. Well, clearly there just wasn't any quality control, that's basically it. They didn't care at all. All they cared about was getting as many licensed games as they could to have something. And they, for some reason, thought that they could actually compete against the Game Boy system with this. 10 years too late, I'm guessing. Spleet's making jokes. At least it's better than Resident Evil 6, guys. Hashtag back to its roots. 7Go says, I like how there is a load game. Yeah, I already tried that. You just click load game and it seems it'll just send you straight there. So I think you can only have one save. Yeah, that's the end of this review. Review / let's play. This is just everyone should have a go on this game just so everyone knows how bad it is. That's all I can say. So I'm just going to have to stop streaming now because I just really need something to forget this. I'm starting to get post-traumatic stress disorder from this. Any longer, I'm just going to be curled up in a corner, shivering every time. And my hair's falling out. Someone says, is there a Let's Play of it somewhere? There is a Let's Play of it somewhere on YouTube, but I would recommend not seeing it. Because once you see that ending, you will realise how wasted your life has been over the past few hours in playing it. I mean, and I don't want to spoil anyone here watching this, but yeah, I'll say it on the Resident Evil Wikis chat how awful it is. So stop streaming then. If I can. I think it's starting to crash this thing as well. Okay, Zero's revealed it to everyone on the chat. There is no ending, it literally just stops. Yeah, that's it, yeah. I'm gonna have to admit it. There is no ending to this game. You randomly meet William Birkin in the lab. It doesn't tell you who he is. We're somehow supposed to know who he is, but it doesn't tell you. It expects you to not care. Once you defeat him, that's the end of the game. There's no train scene. There's no train scene, so Leon just disappears. He walks into a city that's full of zombies for some reason, and then he walks out. That is the plot. Seven Ghost realise it. He also says it. He just says, Birkin just walks after you. That's all enemies do. They walk and they bite. That's pretty much it. Masterpiece, as Zero says. Seven Go says, does it at least end and say congratulation? I think that might be in reference to Angry Video Game Nerd's Ghosts and Goblins review, because there's actually quite a few AVGN fans here, but Zero insists there is nothing said. It just ends. There's no, I have to recall, there aren't even any credits. So the two people who made this game weren't even worth crediting. And I don't see how. I mean, games don't have credits when they don't want to pay people to make this. I don't think these people deserved any payment for this awful game. Maybe that's actually the real reason why there aren't any credits, though. Yeah, this is just me going on a 10-20 minute rant about how awful this game is. Everyone's commenting, I hope it's coming to Steam. Comparing it to be as bad as the Ghostbusters game from the 80s. Ooh, I'd love to get a season pass for this. Oh, I'm getting a headache now. I'm just gonna have to stop streaming. This is just... Yeah, so anyone who likes getting shouted at, you can just go in the Resident Evil Wikis chat. We usually talk there about how awful various games are. Sometimes not even Resident Evil games. We try and have as much fun as we can while editing. So just go there, and maybe we'll have some fun there instead, because just don't talk about this game. Please don't ever talk about this game. So that's, so yeah, I'm foreign again, so just good night. Just good night.